Hello everyone, welcome to our first official car review with a mic. And yeah, hope you guys are having a great day. And I got, well, yet another Ferdinand Rapido. What I want to do in this video is talk about what the base model Ferdinand Rapido brings to you. And should you choose it over the more commonly purchased Ferdinand Rapido Carrara S, which if you look at my car inventory, Carrara S. That's a common trim. You spend more money, and we'll talk about the things you get. But first, a quick recap of the Ferdinand Rapido. We've reviewed these cars before. Basically, with these cars, what we've done is we had a 3 Ferdinand Rapido video uploaded. We had the Ferdinand Rapido GT3, which is the same one. I still have it. So if you look at my little car inventory, the 2022 Ferdinand Rapido GT3, Shark Blue. I reviewed a Ferdinand Rapido Coupe Turbo S, very fast car. That was a green one at the time. I sold that, repurchased it in the silver, and I'm pretty sure I reviewed a 2022 Ferdinand Rapido Coupe Carrara S. I believe it was a Carrara S. Definitely wasn't the base model, and that, I believe, was some sort of yellow. If you'd like to see more Ferdinand Rapido reviews, I already have that video uploaded. There's no mic, so you have to go with the chat. That was before this whole mic thing started. But, again, this is a base model. It's going to cost you around $106,000. We're going to walk around the car, talk about it, talk about the specs, all the lights and stuff, and then we're going to take it out for a drive, and, well, enjoy it. Ever since the Silhouette Tiffin, which really was my favorite supercar, left us in Greenville, as well as the whole company, sadly, 2017 to 2022, the Ferdinand Rapido is my new go-to sports car / supercar, and I think it's a great one, because there's a lot of trims, there's a lot of color options. It feels very premium when purchasing the car. You're getting tons and tons and tons of color options. You're getting tons and tons of trims. So many trims. There's a whole nother model just for the GT3 with 2 trims, the GT3 and the GT2 Touring. And that's a whole nother one. So you have so many trims, so many models. And a good price range, If you have a budget, you can find one of these in your budget and enjoy it. They're all great because I've driven the fastest, the Turbo S, and I've bought this a few days ago and decided to drive around for a few days, really push it before I did this video. So we're gonna get into it. I think many people in Greenville would just say I'm going to grind 50-60 grand more and get the S, because there's a lot of more performance-oriented options with that, specifications, including manual transmission. But we're going to get all into that. We'll talk about specs, and there's a few styling differences with the S. It's a bit quicker, so we're going to get into all of that as well. And the base, being a base, is always going to be the most boring one. But you can't have the exciting and special Turbo S trim if there's no base, like, say, this. This is the basic trim, and it makes the Turbo S more exciting. So this is a needed car. It's the base Carrara. It is A911, and I do want to get that plate. It's A Rapido. It's basic, all the way. Just a Carrara base. It's going to come out to just under $110,000. I believe it's like $107,000, which is a price to pay, but probably half the cost the old Silhouette Tiffin was, which left us again. The closest thing to a Silhouette Tiffin is the Almatismo Le Mans and Le Mans Spider, so that's a good one if you're interested. But I do think this is good. And I've driven, again, lots of good ones, and even, down to the base model. I mean, it's just great. They're all great. We're going to take a quick walk around it here. Front end, very similar to most. Turbo S is a bit different. GT3 is different. Then the Carrara GTS has got a different front. But when we look at Carrara versus Carrara S, it is the same front. It's the same front fascia. Same rear headlights. Carrara may have a little bit nicer headlights, but again, very beautiful. The Ferdinand Rapido has been a great car for years and years and years. It's always been beautiful, and they really kept the same shape in mind. And this new, what is the 992 generation, is really simplified it, and I really do think one of the better Rapidos is the one we have there versus the 991 and 991.2, which you can buy for significantly cheaper in the dealership, less trims and such in some older car. I think this really pulled it together a bit better. Ferdinand badge, you got your blinkers down there. Should have put the hazards on, but that is what it is. Over here you have your headlights. Very, very nice. So the Ferdinand racing technology has been put into these headlights, and they say Ferdinand, so that's, I think, is a cool little touch. Moving around to the side, basic mirrors, pretty nice. The wheels are the wheels. I forgot to mention, this is Guards Red. There's a lot of color options, same color options for basically all the trims. But I tried to pick a more basic color for this, and Guards Red is one of the more basic level colors, and I do admit it's a nice red. It's basic but exciting, give it a more liveliness. Rims, clean and contemporary, but nothing too exciting. The Carrara S definitely did it better with the rims. These are the base rims. You can option all rim choices within the Ferdinand Rapido Coupe model, so you can option other rims, but factory base is going to be these rims. Reasonable. Black brake calipers, reasonably sized. Now, again, the Carrara S has red brakes, more performancing. The brakes are definitely a bit better on that car. Other than that, the side is basically the same between the Carrara S. I do like the door handle. They kind of flush mounted it, and it extends past the little opening for your hand. Beautiful silhouette, this car. It seats 4, making that extra practical. Level, so you can daily drive this. This rear, I love it. It's, of course, the Ferdinand Rapido. Like, all cars have gotten bigger and heavier as the years go by. But it is what it is. I think it still looks good. That curve in the wheel arch, how it bubbles out, it's real good. And we get to the rear, where there are changes as well with the Carrara S. Basic same. The taillights are pretty much similar. One strip across, amazing. Akin to the older ones. And if you were to look at this top portion here, you have the third brake light integrated with these shark fins. 9 on one side, 9 on the other, 2 in the middle, 992. The body, chassis code of the car. Ferdinand badge, kind of sticking out, 3-dimensional, very good. Smoked on the blinker portion, the side portion, red in the middle. If it was total smoked out, it'd be good. One difference between the Carrara S and this is the exhaust. This has, it's quad tip, you can see the 4 tips, but it's in this weird rhombus shaped outside. It really, I don't like it that much. Carrara S has 4 normal tips that are more aggressive and sporty approach to the vehicle. This is kind of basic and contemporary and kind of classy. Since we have a 3-liter twin-turbocharged flat 6 sitting right over the rear wheels, it's a proper rear-engine car. We're going to talk about the specs back here, comparing to the Carrara S. 385 horsepower, the Carrara S is about like 50, 60, 70-ish horsepower more. Top speed on this car is going to be around 185. The Carrara S is 198, 2 away from the impressive 200 miles an hour. So it's going to be a higher top speed on the Carrara S. 0 to 60 is a bit quicker. This does it in 4.2 seconds, 0 to 60. We talked about the 3-liter twin-turbo flat 6, which flat is like a V, but the cylinder heads face away, and that's basically flat engine. And same engine, less horsepower than the Carrara S. 4.20 to 60 still good, 385 still good. This is, it's actually 30-ish pounds lighter than the Carrara, so it's a little lighter. It comes in around 3,500 pounds, which the specs in there may not show it, but yeah. And I'm not showing the specs in there because it's messed up. But yeah, it's definitely not the lightest it could be, but it's got reasonable power, aerodynamic, and I will admit it does pick up pretty good. No launch control, which is a disappointment, but other than that, it's quite nice. So Carrara S is a bit heavier, but it's also a bit faster, a bit more power, higher top speed, better braking. Better handling. This is still beast. I've pushed the limits of this car, and it really does surprisingly grip. I went almost flat out into a slight like a semi-slight curve, not a right angle. Maybe like a 45-degree curve, and well, I got a squeal, but it held. It's a very focused driving car, and I really do think it's good. Speaking of exhaust, the Carrara S has a little more liveliness with pop, some bangs in the exhaust. This is neither sound, in my opinion, particularly great. The GT3 is just a whole nother level of sounding. But this, yes, we're going to do the startup in a few minutes. Front blinkers, again, nice, newer model. I think this was the spring update with the apartments is when that came out. And so that video was posted months ago. Blinkers are nice in the front. The rears are good. They don't go across the whole strip because you need to separate them so you can see there's two of them blinking and not just one solid piece blinking. They're very nice. They curve around here. Two little dots there when they go across to bend a bit. Brake lights, you can see the third one in action, and, well, yeah, that's it, basically. And you can see, yeah, the two blinkers kind of go as the brakes as well. Headlights, they're automatic. You can see you have those in the front looking nice. These blinkers do turn white, and obviously when you put the blinkers on, you can see that there. This whole strip is illuminated. It's so good. And when you do the blinkers, you do the blinkers. And the best part is, you have brights. If you notice the brights, these little trapezoid pieces light up for the brights. So that's good. And I have my automatic. Reasonable horn. Fairly modern, fairly basic. I'm gonna fire it up. Pretty basic. Very airy, not that GT3 is naturally active more than we're going to go for a speed test just to prove the speed. So, hopefully it's going to also and again, it's a bit better than but it's a price tag. And I think if you're just looking for a wow, this is you gotta go back. Has a big wing. Maybe a better one to go with, safe than one to go back to the corner. Stop there. That's good. 60 mile an hour stop, very good. What I want to do for the last warning us it's time to wrap this video is I want to just cruise around a bit, which is what I've mostly done. I've done lots of speed tests on speed, I've worked hard into the turns, I've ran off-roading to just working on a farm, so taking it on the third side. This is real good. There's so much weight on it. Sitting right on the third wheel, so gets the power down the wheel. When you're just cruising around, it's very nice to skill turns. It's just nice to cruise around, and it's nice looking. It's quiet when you just walk. I definitely feel the Carrara when you cruise control that it likes to pop a bit. This no pop, as you know, really when you're just cruising around, it's very nice. A good RP. And the Carrara has this tempting to just board everywhere. This car, it's got the power of the car. You just want to cruise. It doesn't care. It just fine. You'll feel tempted to push the car. I think it's stellar. 4.2 is kind of slow. And it's beautiful. I feel like it's a fun car. I've daily to enter it all around. With the video, I'm going to wrap it up soon and drive it home. It's really and I think if you get around the car, like the base, how bad could it be? It's the slowest of the bunch, but still quick. I feel it's got that style, and it does well with you. Everything should be frowned upon. I really do feel it's service to. I think if you just want to get into it and just have it as a fun kind of car, or maybe have a main supercar, maybe you just get into one of these guys, or maybe some fun fast cars like a little livable or yet at the same time a stellar performance. I think that into a base because it's definitely the best when they do it. It's less performance oriented, which helps with just cruising around. It's not tempting at all. It's just you're cruising around. It has power, but it's not tempting at all. I think that's something that you notice in the Turbo S. It's fast, it's extremely fast, and all you want to do is go fast. This. I feel like I feel weird cruising around 55 miles an hour in the Turbo S. It's just this feels fine. I'm going from place to place. When the snow season comes, I'm going to drive in the snow because I have so many others. The fourth one, it doesn't. I think if you have the money and you want, if like this is going to be your main supercar, get the series of the service. If you're willing to spend a little more, maybe have some more points on the Carrara. If you're just looking for something fun, have $100 grand to spend, you just want something a little more livable, not tempted to go fast, but at the same time, a sports car. I honestly do think the best car for the job is definitely going to be the base because it's not tempting, and that's what I love about it. It really just, it's not tempting at all. You just do whatever and it just doesn't matter. It really is a great car. I was a little worried. I've never had the base. I never thought about it. I was a little worried about buying it. It's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'm going to keep it, going to get good vanity. I really think this is a new member to the fleet. I have so many others I could live without it, but I really want it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to get more videos soon. I know it's been a while. I like a once a week kind of thing, but, well, that never happens. But, thank you. I hope you all have an incredible evening, or morning, day, whatever. And just in case I don't get back with another video, have a great holiday season. And, cheers. Why did I... Oh yeah, that's funny. I just took a screenshot. Alrighty. That's funny. Have a great one, everyone. And remember, more money doesn't always mean more better.